He's not coming out. Do it, JP!
One Craig coming up!
Alright guys, so Craig and the
Why
Creek,
did I let my
my
brother let
review.
me get
I'm going to make this
embarrassed?
video very short. I'm going to try to make it short and very contained because I don't want to really go over and do anything. I had a video planned, but I had like 10 minutes. Anyway, saw it, and I got to be honest with you. I'm surprised. This show has promise, and I'm surprised how good the pilot was. They released a 2-minute sneak peek, and I don't know who idea was to release this 2-minute sneak peek. That doesn't do the show any justice whatsoever. What it does is just show you the introduction to the show, which is not a bad introduction, but I wouldn't even show that. I will show what happened afterwards. The 2 minutes that are out right now that you can see doesn't do the show any justice. Now the whole 11 minutes now, that does the show justice. And here I'm about to get into this. Pretty much, the best way to describe the show is if Recess, and I know Metal Sonic, you out there, Recess meets Ed and Eddy. That's basically the show. Recess meets Ed and Eddy. That's what it is. Shorts. And that's what you need with a main black protagonist. That's it. I sat there and I had deja vu of Recess. I sat there and I kind of had some deja vu of random episodes of Ed and Eddy. Not the whole premise of Ed and Eddy, but it more so Recess. It's like Recess had a child with one of the kids from the Proud family and Ed and Eddy, and this is what came out of it. Craig the Creek. And I gotta be quite honest with you, this was enjoyable as hell. I had no issues with this whatsoever. For a pilot, this is probably one of the best pilots I have seen Cartoon Network has done for an 11-minute show in a long time. It is to the point where after this 11 minutes, I actually want this shit to be 22 minutes. And I want more of it. There's never been a show that Cartoon Network has done in the last, I'll say, about 10 years that's been 11 minutes for me to sit there and say, that was good enough that it felt like it was good enough. Just great. I didn't sit there, I was complaining, I had no issues. And at the end of the 11 minutes, I wanted more. And I don't want more like I need more to see more character development. I want more because I want more because I want the episode 2 already. That's the difference between, let's say, they did 11 minutes short when We Be Bears came out, and I saw it, I was like, I need more to follow what's going on with the show. Nothing like this. I just need more because I want to watch more of the show. Not character development, I want to watch more of the show. And if a show can do that in 11 minutes, kudos to the creators. Kudos to the people who working on the show. Because that means in 11 minutes, they got done where most shows can't get done in 22 minutes. Bravo, mazel tovs, hand claps for you motherfuckers. This is good. And a lot of people will be wondering, what is your rating for it? If I had this scale, a lot of people always know my scale from 1 out of 10. For an episode, this would be the first time in an 11-minute show I have gave it that in this 8 out of 10. And the reason it gets an 8 out of 10 is because, one, is 8 out of 10 because the characters are great, the animation was on point, the premise was good enough to the point I was like, it's an easy premise, and I like it. Pretty much, it's kids using their imaginations outside by the creek. That's what it is. Simple, not complex, not an overarching story, slice of life to its fullest, but it's done to perfection. I have no problems, no quarrels here. Now, the reason it gets an 8 out of 10 is, one, it's 11 damn minutes. Okay, that's why I took a grade down. And two, it has the same animation as Steven Universe at times, and Cartoon Network's been pretty lazy with their animation and their art style. It's been overused too much to the point where I can see it in every one of their shows. But those are little nitpicks. If they didn't have none of that, this shit would be a 9 or a 10. So still, I'm praising it enough that I'm letting you guys know. Go check this out. There's a pilot out on YouTube right now. I don't know if it's still on or not because Cartoon Network has took it off. They're probably waiting to see the reaction to it. I am going to support this show. This is something to support. I'm not a big fan of Cartoon Network's 11 Minutes. I've never liked them, never enjoyed them, hated them, hate the concept, hates the idea of the 11-minute format. However, for this, I will support. I will definitely support this so it can continue on. Because this show right here is something that Cartoon Network needs. It sends a message to kids out there. Get off your iPads, get off your iPhones, get off your video games, get off your joysticks. Take your ass outside, use your imagination, and be somebody. Play with each other. Get to know one another. So when y'all grow up, you won't have that feeling. Because now everything is social media-wise. Kids are doing this. The show is sending a message. This is pretty much what Hey Arnold did in the early 90s. It showed what kids did in the suburbs, but it also showed that kids got out and used their imagination. I grew up in the 90s. That's what I had to do. I did it in the early 90s. I did it in the early 2000s. Someone in the late 2000s. When I got to high school, I didn't do it anymore. Because again, you know, in your high school, you want to do other shit. But again, this is what kids used to do back in the day. And I'm seeing this show. I'm just sitting there like, wow. This is just reminiscence of what I did. Like when the kids are fighting over what land or fighting over what part of the creek they want. That's what we did as a kid. I'll tell you a quick story. There was this, I had a metal pole, dangerous by the way, but metal pole, and I was fighting against this other group, and they had this tree house over there. No, not like Kids Next Door tree house. They tried to make one, but those fuckers didn't have enough money. But anyway, they made a tree house, and they had this metal pole. I found it. So I'm the one who found it. And they stole it. So I restole it back from them because they were going to school. And I ran up to the street, and I took the pole. I said, okay. I told my friend, you go that way. You go home. He said, they'll search your house. They going to search my house. So I took the pole, ran it all the way up to my house, hid the damn thing in my backyard. Short story, eventually I got rid of the pole because my parents found out. They were like, that's dangerous. Get rid of that shit. So I got rid of it. But the point is, I can relate to that because I did something similar when I was a kid. You know, the premise of this episode is Craig lost his special staff and he needs to go find it. That's all I'm going to say about that. And, okay, it's relatable there with my story, and that's relatable. But kids will not do that. Like, I don't see kids doing that today. I don't see not many kids outside like they used to be. And it's sad because this show shows imagination used to the fullest, and you don't see that today. And if you do see that, let me know, because goddamn it, I haven't seen that shit in years. So honestly, guys, I mean, go check it out, support it, give it a like, give it a love. Hashtag Craig by the Creek or whatever, Craig the Creek or whatever they call it. Really support this show. Let Cartoon Network know you like it and you're supporting it, and then Cartoon Network do the show justice. I doubt it, but you know how it is. As always, guys, like and subscribe. Peace. Happy Johnson Day. This is probably the first time in a long time I've gave Cartoon Network a Cartoon Network show praise the way I did in this one. Go figure. Maybe they can turn around 2018. I doubt it, but we'll see. But yeah, the 11-minute shows, they gotta step their game up. Go back to 22 minutes, because you need content on your goddamn blog. And 2, stop using the same art style. Use something different. Just saying. As always, guys, peace. Have a Johnson Day. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Yes! Mom's making sloppy joes! Hey, kid, if you ever flush your staff down the toilet again, we'll get it for you!
That's not what happened, but thanks! See you guys tomorrow?
Yeah.